So we're going to talk about problem solving. Looking at problem solving, we are going to use the signs method. So we are going to first look at our S, survey the question. Then we're going to identify key information. Then we're going to do a graphic representation. Then we're going to do our note, our operations. So is it going to be addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division? And then we're going to solve it and check our answer. So for the first one, we're going to survey our question. So at the auto shop on Mondays, Lucas changes the tires on 8 cars. How many tires did he change on Monday? So there we go. So now we can look at, we've surveyed our question. Identify key information. Some key information would be, we have 8 cars. And I would also say how many might be some good key information. How many tires? So we want to know how many tires he changed. Now we are going to make a graphic representation. I think I know a car. So I'm going to draw a car. I'm going to draw it from the top view. So we're looking down at it. Just a little square will represent our car. I know a car has 4 tires. So I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so one car has 4 tires. Okay, now we're going to note our operation. Let's see here. We could use, I'm going to write our numbers are 8. And another number we have is 4. How many tires? So we could add, but we would have to add 4 8 times. So we could do 1, 2. This would take me this is going to take me a while to add these up. It's only 3, 4. 2, 3, 2, 6, 7, 8. That would take me a while. Another way we could do this is by multiplying our 8 times our 4. So we could still find the same answer. So if I think 8 times 4, so then I can think of my, so now that we've thought about that, we noted our operation, now we can try to solve it and check it. So I can think of my common factors of 8. So I have 8, and then 16, 8 times 3 is 21. Miss Maddie is struggling with 8 times 3, it's 24. Thank you for correcting me. So then 8 times 4 would be 32. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Some people might just know 8 times 4 off the top of their head is 32. Some people might want to go by their, I just had the word for this. It's disappeared. Our multiples. So looking at them for starting at 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. So we look at 4. So 8 times 4 equals 32. Now we should label this 32 monkeys. No, that doesn't sound right. Let's look back at our problem. At the auto shop on Monday, Lucas changed the tires on 8 cars. How many tires did he change? So he changed 32 tires on Monday. Okay, so then we can look back. How many tires did he change? He changed, there's 4 tires on a car. So that's where we got our 4. 8 cars, 8 times 4 is 32. So 32 tires. Looking at our next problem, we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to survey our question. 3 girls brought eggs on the scouting camp out. Lydia and Tara each brought a dozen eggs, and Kate brought half a dozen. How many eggs did they bring in all? Okay, so we surveyed our question. Now let's find some key information. So it sounds like we have Lydia and Tara each bringing a dozen eggs. And then we have Kate who brought half a dozen. And then we want to know how many eggs. So now that we know our key information, let's make a graphic representation. So I'm going to put a T over here for Tara, an L here for Lydia, and a K here for Kate. Thinking of how many is in a dozen, we can think of thinking of our own egg cartons. Normally, when we hear the word dozen, we think 12. So I'm going to make a rectangle and I'm going to break it into 2, 4, 6, 8. And then I'm going to add 2 more in the bottom. So that's how many Tara brought. Lydia brought the same amount. Did not look right. There we go. So we're gonna have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. And then Kate brought half a dozen. So if I think of half of a dozen, half of 12 is 6. So we're going to only have 2, 4, and 6. Okay. So we can, now that we drew it, now we can note our operation. They want to know how many. I'm thinking we're going to do some addition. How many? We're going to add them up. So we have 12. Oops, that's a 2. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So Tara brought 12. Lydia also brought 12. Let's double check our drawing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. She also brought 12. And then Kate brought 6. Let's double check our drawing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. So now I'm going to add them all together. So I have 12 plus 12 plus 6. 12 plus 12. So I have 2 plus 2 is 4. I'm going to think about these in half of it. I'm going to break it in half first. Look at my 12s. 4, and then 1 plus 1 is, so my ones places each have a 2. So that means my 1 place will have a 4 because 2 plus 2 is 4. Looking at my 10s, 10 plus 10 is 20. So that makes it 24. Now I'm going to add 6. Looking at my ones places, I have a 4 and a 6. So I have 4 plus 6 is 10. So I'm going to put, so I have a 10. So I'm going to bring my 0. I'm going to place a 0 here and I'm going to carry my 1 because my 10's place is going to go over my other 10. 2 plus 1 is 3. And that would, so 10 plus 20 equals 30. And what are we looking at? What is our label here? We have 30 what? 3 girls brought eggs. I spelled brought wrong. I'm so sorry. BROUGHT. I'll fix that now. So they brought eggs. And then we have to look back so we solved it. Now let's do a little checking. 3 girls brought eggs on the scouting campout. Lydia and Tara each brought a dozen. So we have dozens, 2 12s. And Kate brought half a dozen and we have her 6. How many eggs did they bring in total? 12 plus 12 is 24. 24 plus 6 is 30 eggs. So they all brought 30 eggs to their campout.